10 most saddest moments in cartoons. Number 10. Janice is diagnosed with cancer. In the Peanuts special, Why Charlie Brown Why?, we meet Charlie and Linus's new classmate and friend Janice. Janice starts to feel sick and is hospitalized, where she's diagnosed with leukemia.
Well, it wasn't just the fever. I have cancer. Cancer? That sounds scary. How do they know that? I don't understand. Well, they've done lots of tests on me. They found out that I have leukemia. That's why I had all those bruises.
The news of Janice's illness hits Linus hard, as he appears to be falling for her. Some months later, Janice's health has improved enough for her to return to school, but she has lost her hair because of the chemotherapy and wears a cap to hide it. At school, this attracts the attention of a schoolyard bully who knocks off her cap, revealing her bald head, which he makes fun of. Linus stands up for Janice and confronts the boy, angrily telling him about Janice's illness and asking him if he would like to go through what Janice has gone through. This all-too-realistic story is an emotional sucker punch from start to finish. Seeing a young person going through a harsh illness and getting bullied for it, it's heartbreaking. The special does end on a happy note when Janice returns again and tells Linus she has a surprise for him, and she reveals the surprise at the end of the special while playing on the swings. Number 9. Chucky doesn't have a mother. In this episode, the babies prepare for Mother's Day. As they look for the perfect gift for their mothers, Chucky feels uncertain about how he should celebrate Mother's Day since he doesn't have a mom.
I don't know. I just don't got one. Well, you can still come with us. You guys go ahead. Mother's Day is for kids who got moms. I'll just stay here.
The babies think of a plan to find Chucky a new mother. Their attempts to have Tommy's dog Spike and Lil act as his mom are unsuccessful. Angelica then agrees to act as Chucky's mother only if he completes her macaroni sculpture, but when Chucky breaks it by accident, she gets mad and locks them inside a closet. While in the closet, Chucky finds a picture of the woman from his dreams and gives the picture to his dad Chaz as a Mother's Day present. A mournful Chaz then explains to Chucky that his mom passed away when he was very young and takes him out to the garden to show him the beautiful flowers she planted.
It's all right, Chucky. Don't be scared.
Chucky realizes he didn't simply dream up his mom, he's remembered her all along. Number 8. Pop sacrificed himself. Regular Show is known for its relatable characters and 1980s references, but it's also known for having one of the most bittersweet series finales in cartoon history. In the 3-part finale, Mordecai, Rigby, and the gang find out that every 14 billion years Pops has to save the universe from his evil brother Anti-Pops. As they're both fighting in space, Pops realizes that the only way he can save the universe from being erased is by sacrificing himself along with his brother by flying into the sun. After the battle, the gang returns to Earth, and they raise a statue in honor of Pops while David Bowie's Heroes plays in the background.
For one day.
It broke our hearts to lose such a beloved, jolly character, but at least he went out protecting his loved ones. Number 7. Mr. Hyunh is reunited with his daughter after 20 years. In the episode Arnold's Christmas, Arnold has to give a present to Mr. Hyunh since he's his secret Santa, but Arnold wonders why Mr. Hyun's always sad this time of year. This is where we learned about Mr. Hyun's daughter and how he gave her up during the Vietnam War so that she can have a better life.
The only way out of the city was by helicopter. There were too many people. I begged the soldier, please take us. Help us find a new life. But he could not. He said there was only room for one of us. then I had to make the most difficult decision of my life. I knew I had to do the best thing for Mike.
The episode is both bitter and sweet, seeing Arnold go above and beyond to help Mr. Hyunh find his daughter. Fortunately, by the end of the episode, and thanks to Helga, Mr. Hyun's daughter is found and they're both reunited.
I can't believe it. Mike, is it really you? Look at you. Everyone, this is my daughter.
Hello, everyone.
Number 6. Remembrance of Courage Past. In this episode, we learn about Courage's backstory and how he ended up with Muriel and Eustace. It turns out that when Courage was a puppy, his parents were kidnapped by a vet who stuffed them into a rocket, to which Courage tries desperately to break them out before being chased by the same vet. Courage manages to escape, but at the cost of his parents being launched into space. In present day, the same vet traps Muriel and Eustace, only this time Courage does manage to save them, and pushes the vet into the rocket instead, sending him to space. At the end, we see Courage parents living in another planet where the vet landed at. Number 5. Rose forgets about Jake. In the episode Homecoming that was supposed to be the series finale, Jake and Rose are nominated as Homecoming King and Queen. We later find out that the huntsman found the last Aztec skull, and they tried to use it to wish away all mythical creatures, including Jake. Suddenly, Rose knocks the huntsman out at the last moment and wishes for the destruction of all huntsmen instead, including herself. Jake then grabs the main skull, wishing for Rose to have never been taken by the Hunt's clan. The next day, Jake reunites with Rose and finds out that his wish came true, but since she was never taken at birth, she lived a completely different life and doesn't even know Jake.
So, I guess I'll see you around.
Actually, you won't. My dad got a job overseas. We're leaving for Hong Kong first thing tomorrow. Well, it was nice talking to you.
You too, Rose. Happy homecoming.
Number 4. Tale of Iroh. The Tale of Iroh follows the kind and wise Iroh as he helps strangers around Ba Sing Se. He sings to a crying young boy, which stops him from crying. He then watches some boys accidentally breaking a window while playing earth-bending ball and gives them words of advice by saying, "It is always best to admit your mistakes in order to restore honor." He then gets threatened at knife point by a mugger, to which Iroh corrects the man's stance and informs him that he does not look like a criminal.
Much better. But to tell you the truth, you do not look like the criminal type.
I know. I'm just confused.
After the two share some tea, Iroh then journeys to the top of a hill and sets up a birthday memorial to his son Lu Ten, who tragically died during the failed siege of the city where Iroh now resides. Iroh honors his son by tearfully singing as the sun sets in the distance.
If only I could have helped you. Leaves from the vine, falling so slow, like fragile, tiny shells drifting in the foam. Little soldier boy, come marching home. Brave soldier boy.
This moment is made even more poignant by the fact that Iroh's longtime voice actor Mako passed away before the episode aired, and the episode is dedicated in his honor. Number 3. Theodore's cat gets run over. In this episode, the chipmunks find a stray cat and name him Cookie Muncher III. Throughout the episode, the boys try their hardest to keep their pet a secret from Dave. Unfortunately, he ends up finding out, but to a surprise, he agrees to keep Cookie despite his allergies and even buys him a collar. Later on, Cookies ends up sneaking out of the house and gets hit by a car. Sadly, he doesn't make it. Dave shows the collar to the boys, but Theodore interprets it as he's just lost without his collar.
Cookie! Cookie Chopper! Cookie!
What are you doing, Theodore?
I'm calling Cookie. I'm going to help him find his way home.
Theodore, Cookie Chomper is dead.
No, he can't be. He's just lost.
Theodore, remember the man who came over this morning?
No. It must have been another kitten. That looked like Cookie Chopper the Third.
Alvin gets rid of all things that are alive so that they don't have to deal with another lost again. They soon start blaming each other, but Dave assures them that is no one's fault, and soon they'll all be able to remember him in a more positive light. Number 2, Homer and his mother are separated again. After believing his mother has been dead for over 2 decades, Homer discovers that she's alive while visiting his gravesite after faking his death. We later find out that his mother Mona was identified while attempting to destroy Mr. Burns' germ warfare laboratory and had to go into hiding to keep her family safe, but after going to the post office, she is seen and recognized by Mr. Burns, who tips off the FBI of Mona's whereabouts, and she has to go back into hiding. After sadly being separated again, Homer sits on the hood of his car to quietly watch the stars as the credits roll. Number 1, the ending of Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs has to have one of the most soul-crushing ending of all time. In the final episode, the migration of the bunch beetles is delayed, causing the cider poppies to overgrown. Earl the father Dino sprays a massive amounts of defoliants that ends up wiping out all plant life. In a desperate act to revive all the plants, Richfield suggests that it needs to rain again, so he ends up throwing a bunch of bombs into volcanoes so that they can erupt, causing more clouds to form. However, instead of rain clouds, smoke clouds form, causing a global ice age that scientists say will take tens of thousands of years before the sun can melt any of the snow.
Well, little guy, what happened was Daddy was put in charge of the world, and he didn't take real good care of it. And now it looks like there won't be much of a world left for you or your brother and sister to live in.
Are we gonna move?
Well, no. There's no place to move to. This is the only world we got.
Well, what's gonna happen to us?
As they look out the window with a sad look on their face, the family prepares for their final night together,